Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Today we're going to cover 7 summer financial to-dos, and we're going to talk about how many you can get done. How many can you get done? Today it's going to be awesome. Let's get financially fit. Are you ready? Let's go.
One time left, right. Two times knock him out. With the left, with the right, knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. One time left, right, knock him out. Two times knock him out. Knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right, knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night.
Welcome. My name is Mike Kurz. I'm the CEO of OverShare Advice and Planning, and I'm going to be your host today. We've got 7 summer financial to-dos to cover. We're going to talk about all 7. We're going to talk about ideas for each one. Now, these may not be specific recommendations for you, but they're ideas for you to consider, things for you to think about, discuss with your financial planner, discuss with your CPA, your accountant. And today, get your notebook ready. It's time to take notes. You have a piece of paper, do you have a pen, do you have a pencil? Let's get rolling. And oh, by the way, we've got a bonus number 8. Did you expect that? Of course you didn't. It's the big surprise. Bonus number 8, the cliffhanger at the end. You're going to love it. All of our disclosures are going to be listed on our website. All of the documents that you see today are going to be on a PDF that you can review on our website. OverShare Advice and Planning is a registered investment advisor, registered with the state of Texas. Number 1 to do, start with your budget. Wow, this is the missing link. The missing link of everyone's financial plan, starting with the budget, because it's so difficult. It's not the easiest thing to do, but we're going to make it easy. We're going to give you some ideas. We're going to give you some things to consider. Number 1, maybe don't think of it as a true budget, but think of it as a spending plan or spending targets. Start with those big items, right? That's the easy part. You've got to pencil down item number 1, start with your budget. You need those big items. What do you spend on your house, your mortgage, your property taxes in a month and a year? What are your car costs? Do you have daycare or education expenses? What are those items? Those are your big ticket items. Start with those first, right? Now, second thing, start with your recurring bills, your electric bill, your phone bill, your internet service, all the things that you see every single month that you know are going to come rain or shine, including your subscription services, right? You may have Netflix and Hulu and Disney and so on and so forth. The greatest quote I've ever heard about subscription services when it comes to online media is that canceling your streaming service doesn't save you $15 a month. It saves you 20 hours a week, right? So there's a huge opportunity for you to get back part of your life, to maybe have a better balance with your life, get out and exercise, enjoy maybe a bike ride around the neighborhood. But with spending, here's some ideas. With your spending plan, think of the 50-30-20 plan. Maybe it's right for you. It's a start. See if you're in that ballpark. So if you've taken notes, 50% for needs. These are the requirements. We talked about your house, your car, your daycare, your education, all those things, your health insurance. That's that 50%. 30% to wants. Those are maybe the fun things. Maybe you include some of those subscription services part of that 30%, and 20% for savings. Now I'll tell you, 20% for savings is a large number. So if you're at 5 or 6% now, or maybe even 0, 20% is a big number to get to, but we have to start working towards that number to get you there. And I will tell you, 50-30-20 is a ballpark number. If you take a look and write down some of your things, your big items, if your big ticket items show up to be 70-80% of the money that you're making. And what I mean by the money that you're making after you pay your taxes, the money that gets deposited in your account that you can spend. If you're spending 80% of that just on your home, just on car, just on some education, those big ticket items, that's way too much. If you're at 55%, 60, maybe you're in that ballpark. That gives you a little bit of room, but that gives you an idea of where you're at. The toughest part about budgeting has nothing to do with numbers. The toughest part of budgeting has everything to do with the emotional side of spending, right? We say that numbers are logical, money is emotional. Everything we do about money is emotional. How we feel about it, how we spend it, the things that we spend it on, that feedback loop of how spending it on things makes us feel good, all those things. So if you're in a position where you feel like you're spending too much, you maybe have too much debt, maybe you're not spending too much if you don't have debt, but you're not saving at all. We've got to get better at saying no thank you, and we got to get better at saying no thank you to ourselves, right? It's telling ourselves no thank you. Too often we tell ourselves we deserve this, we need this, we want this, we've done without for a while, right? So maybe instead of doing it right now today, maybe we save up and we say, well, in order for me to spend this X amount of dollars in this fun item, I want to put the same amount in an emergency account. And when I get that same amount in an emergency account, then I can trigger that spending item in order to reward yourself that way, but also have that spending targets and spending plan in place, that you've got that backup, that safety net, so that life's less stressful, so that it's more fun. It takes that pressure off, right? It gives you more options, more flexibility. We've talked with too many people that reach a place in their lives where they hit 40 or 50 years old. They're miserable in the work that they do, but they have no options to change, no options to make a different choice and go a different avenue because they don't have the savings or the emergency reserves to give them that choice, that strength. We want you to have those choices, to have that strength. It could start with your budget. If you don't know where to start, that 50-30-20 plan is the easy back of the napkin way that you can write it down and get started. If you need a template, if you're a person that likes to fill out numbers, we've got one for you. It's on our website. Go to building your plan, focus on your priorities. This is where you see on the screen right now how to get to on our website, overshareadvice.com. Once you get there, you see the second orange arrow, go to cash flow and saving. And boom, you've got two choices, not just one, you've got two choices. You can download an Excel file or you can download a PDF. A lot of folks don't like Excel, but they like PDFs. They can print those off real nice and easy and fill those in by hand. Either way, you've got a choice. There's a few different templates. If you like a monthly, very detailed plan, you like a high level, very easy summary plan, we've got both for you. You can enjoy either one of those. All right, number 2. Now that we've got number 2 out of the way, or number 1 out of the way, let's get started with number 2. I'm going to join the screen on here. I'm going to say hello. That first one was heavy lifting. The first one was the big. I'm sweating a little. I don't know if you are. It's 7 summer financial to-dos. It's hot in here. I'm sweating. I've got on a jacket and a long sleeve shirt. Luckily, I got shorts and flip-flops on below this, so I'm cooling off a little bit. But we've got number 2, the number 2 to do. This one doesn't sound as fun as number 1, but it's hugely important. Number 2 is all about cleaning up your accounts. And the older that we get, the longer time passes, the more this is important. Now, it may be for you, it may be for your parents, it may be for an older sibling, it may be for a loved one. But what we have found is the longer time goes, the more that our accounts get just messed up and in a mess. Old addresses, old last names, right? Now you're married, your old last name on an old 401k hasn't been updated. Your old accounts haven't been updated, right? Now you have a new license, you don't even have that last name listed anywhere. Getting those things updated. We've seen small accounts or 401ks be orphaned, where literally no one's paying attention to them, no one's updating them. And old IRAs, that's an individual retirement account. Old annuities, we've talked with folks that put money into an annuity in 1980 and haven't done a review on it since, right? So clean up those accounts, check the titling, check the beneficiaries. What does that mean, the titling? If you have revocable living trust now or other trusts where you're putting your assets. You have to retitle those on purpose, right? So title those. Check your beneficiaries. If you have life insurance and 401ks, if you have any kind of asset that has a beneficiary listed, update it, check it, call, see what that is today. Not just the primary, but also the contingent beneficiary. We've seen folks where we worked with clients that came to us, and almost 20 years ago, we worked with a client that had a $500,000 IRA. When he came to us, his IRA was in decent shape. We made some changes. We looked at the beneficiary. It was his ex-wife. We updated the account, made some changes again, got him set to go, updated the beneficiary to his current wife. 6 months later, he passed away. Could you imagine how his current wife would feel if he passed away and this $500,000 asset went to his ex-wife, right? We talk about numbers being logical and money being emotional. That's an emotional money decision right there. That's a big deal. You don't think like something like that could happen, but unfortunately, those are the things that get missed. As part of cleaning up your accounts, huge fraud prevention. Make sure you clean up your accounts, help your parents clean up their accounts so they're not victims of fraud. If they're in a place where you feel like there could be subject to dementia, if you have a loved one that's in a place that you feel like could be a victim of fraud, talk with them about being listed as the trusted contact. For instance, let's say they have a $200,000 account with their advisor. They call their advisor and say, hey, you know what? I need to take out all $200,000 of that. And the advisor may say, oh, okay, well, that wasn't in your plan. We haven't talked about this. This is a little bit of surprise, but this is your money. Certainly, if you need it, we can do that for you. Is there anything specific? No, I don't want to talk about it. Move on. Listed as a trusted account, that advisor could pick up the phone and call you and say, just letting you know they're liquidating this account. I'm not sure if they're under duress or if someone's requesting this money for them that is a fraud issue, but listed as a trusted contact on their accounts could be something that would be valuable. A power of attorney is certainly also an option that you can discuss. If you want to work with an attorney that can get you that document, that could be a perfect solution as well. Number 3, woo, we are flying through these. We're getting some work done today. And it's summertime. We're getting 7 summer financial to-dos. Are you taking notes? How many of these can you get done? You're probably feeling pretty good. You might get all 7 of these done, right? Number 3, move away from paper only. Now, I will tell you personally, I would never tell you to move to fully electronic if you're uncomfortable with that, but certainly evolve away from paper only. If you only have paper statements, if you only have access to paper, we would encourage you to get access online so that you can access your accounts at any time, not just when the financial institution is open, not just when the call number, the 1-800 number is answered, but full time being able to have access and control those accounts. Protect your usernames, protect your passwords, right? Lock your phones, lock your computer. Every device that you have should have a password. Even if it's a simple password, it should have a password. Here's something to note. 90% of financial fraud is committed by someone that you know. 90%. These aren't strangers. These aren't hackers that live in faraway lands. These are 90% of financial fraud is committed by someone that you know. If you're the victim of fraud, financial fraud, there's a 90% chance it's someone that you know, right? Writing down usernames and passwords in a booklet, keeping it on your desk is a big concern. Not passwording your phone, not passwording your computer is a big concern. All these things are an issue. There are services, online services that you can save your password and encrypt your passwords for you. Don't just save them in an Excel file, especially an Excel file that doesn't have a password, right? You can create passwords for those Excel documents if that's where you want to choose. We would tell you it's risky working with an app or an online provider. We would encourage you not to use the free services, but to use the pay services. They're obviously more expensive than free, but usually $20, $25, $30 a year, so not too bad. Woo! Wow! Number 3's done. Check mark. Ready. Let's take a look at number 4. Number 4 is burning the house down, right? Check your insurance coverage. This is a long list of things to do for insurance coverage, right? Every single year, it seems like in the corporate world, insurance plans change. They're always shopping plans. They got new plans, new coverage. Check your options, right? You may have changed jobs, check your new options. If you've never had a health savings account, those are getting super popular now. There's big tax advantages there. Take a look at what a health savings account could do for you, not just for your today medical expenses, but for tomorrow's medical expenses, right? There's a lot of future planning, financial planning options built into HSAs that can have nice benefits for you. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, that could be a to-do. Take a look at the benefits of a healthcare savings account. Life insurance coverage, review that. What we've seen is folks that may have taken out a life insurance policy and it's a 10-year policy, and they have the benefit of being able to convert that policy in the first, call it 9 years, to something different. And so that allows them more options, more choices, but suddenly it's year 11 and the policy has gone away and lapsed and they no longer have that option. Oh, by the way, their health has changed. Now they have healthcare issues that are going to slow down their ability to get life insurance coverage. Maybe they can still get life insurance coverage, but I don't know if you know this. If you're not in great health, life insurance costs more money every single year. And if you're in poor health, it can be super expensive. Checking that insurance coverage is huge. Same thing we talked about earlier, looking at your insurance beneficiaries, your primary, your secondary. If you have minor children listed as your beneficiary, make sure that you have documents to support that, either with guardianship documents. Maybe you need a trust document to help those minor children instead of just giving minor children large sums of money in their own name. That's something to work with a financial planner, work with your attorney on. Make sure that you're protected there. If you have, we've seen issues where husband and wife got married, husband and wife had children, husband and wife looked at their life insurance, and the primary beneficiary is the spouse. The secondary beneficiary could be a third party. Maybe it's their parents because they didn't know how to put down. Now that they're married, now they have children, that's certainly something to look at and update. Checking your insurance coverage for disability and long-term care is huge. If you just look at disability and go, hey, you know what? I've got disability. I've got the coverage. I'm good. Move on to the next one. Not so fast. Disability income coverage can come in all sizes and all different types. We've recently worked with a client that thought they had fantastic disability coverage for the rest of their life. They thought they would be set. In fact, it only had 2 years of really good disability coverage and then transitioned to maybe not even adequate disability coverage, right? So those are huge. Long-term care is the type of long-term care that you need when you can no longer complete the activities of daily living, right? Maybe this is dementia, maybe this is sickness, but this is a place where you need some kind of in-home care, assisted living or nursing home care, something past, that 30, 60, 90-day window. This is long-term, something that you might need for 6 months or a year, 2 years, or for multiple years. This is not covered in Medicare, right? This is not covered in your typical plans. If you don't have long-term care coverage or your parents don't have it, that's a huge risk and certainly one at the top of the list to consider to take a look at for that. Checking your insurance coverage. Also, don't forget about jewelry. Don't forget about firearms. Don't forget about computers. If you have a lot of high-tech computer equipment in your house, maybe it's even just a handful of laptops and a desktop and a network items and some backup programs, whatever you have. If you have $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 worth of computer equipment in your house or your business, maybe you need additional coverage. If you have a beautiful wedding ring along with some other jewelry, maybe you need additional coverage for that as well. That's things to take a look at and to consider. Woo! Wow, we're flying through this. We're hoping to get through with this in 26 minutes or less. We've got more to do. Do you have a home inventory? Have you written down the things that you own? Right? If you happen to lose your title, do you have a copy anywhere? Do you have any proof of ownership? Right? Writing down your serial numbers, your model numbers, your warranty, take pictures, take a video, save receipts, take a picture of those receipts, scan those receipts. There's PDFs that you can Google online and say home inventory and fill out. There are apps that you can download on your phone and create a home inventory. Same goes, right? Motorcycles, bicycles, jewelry, firearms, all the different things, computer equipment, electronics, all those things can be in that home inventory. Some folks even create, we have, some folks have the to-go bag. This is the to-go folder, right? All the things that you want to, if the house is on fire, we need to take that folder or put that electronically so that you're ready. Creating a home inventory is a nice to do. You're at home, you've got some free time, walk around the house, take pictures, go to the back of the TV, take some pictures of the serial number, look at the electronics you have, look at the things that you own, put that in a nice folder online, save it on the cloud. Now you're ready. That helps a ton. Make sure that if you ever have an insurance claim, you can very easily get that information to your insurance agent. All right. Number 6, the number 6 to do, catch up on late payments or get ahead. Now, when we talk about late payments, this could be a lot of different things. Certainly credit cards, certainly car payments, student loan payments are part of that. But let's not forget your emergency funds, your accounts. Let's remember that we need to be adding to those each month. We need to be adding to those each quarter, each year. Those are payments that you make to yourself. Are you behind on your retirement account payments? Are you behind on your college saving payments? Are you behind on your emergency fund payments, right? Let's see what we can do to build that back up so that you can be financially strong, that you can have more choices, you can have more freedom, you can lower that financial stress, that you can have a better life in the future, and you can accomplish those financial things that you want to, because it's fantastic when you do, and you're going to love it. So how do we plan ahead? Number 7, we got a map. We know where we're going. Man, when we plan vacations, we do all kinds of stuff. We've got in our mind where we're going. We know where we're going to eat, right? We know where we're going to stop. We know what we're going to do each day. We're thinking about mapping out, okay, we're going to get there by dinner time. We'll be ready. Tomorrow, the first day, this is our first outing. We think about that. But often when we plan our lives and our financial lives, we don't necessarily know the direction that we're headed. We don't necessarily know what success looks like for us, your version of success. But when we plan ahead, that means we're more likely to accomplish those things. We don't want opportunities for you to be lost, forgotten, or left to chance. You're going to hear me say that more than once. We don't want opportunities or success for you to be lost, forgotten, or left to chance. Planning ahead is how we make sure that you can be successful. It's how we make sure that your financial plan and the outcomes that you want are delivered, right? We can lower your income taxes. You can have that ability to pay less taxes. You can have an easier opportunity to save, and you can have less effort and still win. Planning ahead is huge. These 7 to-dos can change your life. Now, I'll tell you, with the planning ahead, start with the big blocks, right? Start with the big things. Don't get bogged down in the small things. What I've found with folks that haven't planned, we tend to bog ourselves down and make pretend roadblocks, right? Those are things that we put up ourselves, that we put up roadblocks for ourselves that we shouldn't, that keep us from planning. You can do this. You can make it happen. And number 8, your bonus. It's here, right? Let's get that action plan. One of my CEOs told me education is more than entertainment. Education means taking action. If you're excited about the 7 that you just learned, you got to do number 8. If you're excited right now, if you feel motivated, if you have that burning desire in your heart to do something better than you've done in the past, let's get it done. Because if you don't do it right now in an hour, it's going to seem less important. In 48 hours, it's gone. Make your list, pick one big action. Let's get it done. You can get it done.
Do you have student loans? Do you want to lower your monthly payment or pay off your loans faster? Maybe you've heard about different loan programs. How can you be sure you're eligible? Consolidation, refinancing, payment plans, loan forgiveness programs can all be very confusing. Not sure what to do? We're here to help. We'll perform a thorough review of your student loans and analyze your options for repayment, consolidation, or refinancing. We will work together with you to understand your financial needs and goals. We'll help you decide how to meet those goals. Options may include income-driven repayment plans, federal loan forgiveness programs, refinancing, or other options depending on your eligibility, all in an easy-to-understand plan. We can help you navigate the confusing landscape of student loans. Find out what we can do to help you decrease your current loan payment or reduce your interest paid. Don't wait. Reach out today. Take control of your student loans.
Thank you for joining us. Next steps, join us again. Visit our webinar section. We're going to have a replay of this specific webinar. We're going to have PDF copies of the presentation. It's right there under Research and Insights, under Webinars. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful day.